What's up, everybody? It's your girl Q1, and I am back with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 15, Episode 12, Arriverderci Beverly Hills. Before I start, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video I drop. Make sure y'all like the videos so I can stay in the algorithm. This episode was okay, but, here we go. So, we start the episodes with all of the montages. We get one from Rachel, Erica, and we get one from Sutton. So in the next scene, we see Bose headed over to Dorit's house, and just to check on her to see how she was doing, because y'all remember, Bose told Kyle that she was going to go check on Dorit. So Dorit tells Bose how her trip was in the Hamptons. She lets her know that they had a good time and that her and Kyle did not get into it. They actually got along really, really well. So in the next scene, we see Kyle and Amanda meet up. And Amanda and Kyle talk about facials, and apparently Amanda gets 3 facials a month. There is not an episode where she's not telling us about something braggadocious, but hey, do your thing. Like, I'm not mad at it. So Kyle asked Amanda how was her event. Amanda said that she didn't think that the ladies was into it like that, and of course that comes from them not really valuing Amanda the way they value Rachel. They treat Amanda as if she's beneath them in some ways. Like that's how I feel. But Rachel is just ushered in. Why? Because she had her own Bravo show, because she have the coin, and she's really popular in the Beverly Hills streets, and her name has weight to it. So I think that's why they treat her very well and with respect, kind of like Kathy. So anyway, Kyle lets Amanda know how much the Hamptons was really good and how they had a good time. Back over with Dorit and Bose. Bose is now telling Dorit what Kyle has been saying about her when they had that conversation over the phone. She tells Dorit that Kyle seems really concerned, but how Dorit has been spending money and how she's been acting as far as her behavior and how she has people waiting and all of the things. So y'all know Dorit has... She probably seeing red right now. But then Bose tried to smooth it over and say, oh yeah, Kyle is really concerned. So y'all, what I really feel like Bose did, I feel like she stirred the pot between Kyle and Dorit. But then she tried to soften the blow by saying, oh, I feel like, Kyle is really concerned about you. Girl, you were being messy. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have been being messy, but people don't see that. And you're hiding it under the guise of being Miss Corporate America. I see you. From one corporate to the other. I see you. Anyway, I'm just saying. So, Kyle is telling Amanda that Dorit seemed all over the place. She was late at the airport because she had glam at 2 a.m. Kyle was saying how Dorit forgot her passport and how I guess she didn't have a real ID, which everybody is required to have a real ID or license or whatever. Kyle thinks that Dorit is scattered. And you telling Amanda this is going to solve what? Versus you actually going to Dorit and telling her how you really feel. You have shared this with Bose. You're now sharing it with Amanda. You're going to share it with whomever can listen to you. I'm pretty sure you had the same conversation with Mauricio. Like, girl, you need to be quiet. You really need to be quiet because you're doing way too much. Here is another thing. Kyle was saying that she was saying that Dorit was late because Dorit had glam at 2 a.m. I thought Dorit was late because PK was late grabbing the kids or something. It had a lot to do with PK, which is what Dorit explained initially at the airport between Rachel and Kyle. But then in this episode, we actually get a flashback of Dorit having glam at 2 a.m. I was like, girl, why do you need glam to go to the airport? But again, Dorit gets mad at Amanda for how Amanda shows up. But you, ma'am, you're supposed to be at the airport, but you're getting glam at 2 a.m. to get to the airport. Make that make sense for me. But you have a problem whenever Amanda does it. Girl, you're just like Amanda. We can go back seasons ago when y'all were the Fab Fox 5. Oh, you was at your worst. You showed up to events late because you needed to get glam. Girl, please. Anyway, I'm on the Dorit's side. So, Bo's telling Dorit that Kyle is saying that Dorit isn't present. She shows up late for things. You know, she's spending an obscene amount of money. Yada, yada, yada. And she goes on to tell Dorit that, you know, I told Kyle, because you're my friend, I'm going to check on you. Fine. After Bo says, after she get in her confessional, and she said after seeing Dorit in person, she's not seeing what Kyle is saying about Dorit. She just thinks that, she don't think that Dorit is erratic. She feels like Dorit is overwhelmed, which causes some of the behaviors that Dorit is probably displaying. And I do think that is some truth to that. I do not think Dorit is erratic. And I think it's disgusting behavior for Kyle to say that Dorit has been displaying erratic behavior on television, knowing how nasty PK is. But Kyle is similar to the PKs of the world. She's grimy and so is he. And you want to make this lady look bad just because you're trying to stay in the good graces of your husband, who has separated himself from you, who's still operating with other women. And I feel like that's what all of this is about. It is never about Dorit. It is about your self-serving purpose. I could be wrong, but something tells me that I'm not. Because you never liked Dorit. You stopped liking Dorit 4 seasons ago, and every season it gets worse. Your behavior towards her, the fact that you have not been stepping in as a girl's girl ever since these past 2 to 3 seasons. You have not. You have not been on this lady's side. Anyway, Dorit said Kyle could have just had a conversation with her in the Hamptons, and I totally agree. What are you doing? Kyle is talking to everybody else except for Dorit. Dorit said Kyle needs to look at herself in the mirror, and I fully agree. You have more conversation about me than figuring out why your nigga ain't still back with you. Why he's still dropping it low and spreading it wide to everybody that's going to throw it at him. Girl, please, get out of my face. Both tell Dorit if there was trust between the both of them, then Kyle wouldn't need me to tell Dorit she's worried. But Bose, let's be all the way clear. This was never about trust. This was you trying to stir the pot and be messy in between them and put more space in between in between these ladies than what's happening right now, because trust me, there's a lot of space in between these ladies, and you're helping with that because you're messy. And you try to hide it under the guise of being a corporate person and looking at everything from a corporate standpoint, when really you a raggedy, messy hoe with money. I'm just saying. I know everybody loves Bose, but yeah, I see right through her and all them bundles of hair. Okay, Ava. Shh. Anyway, hold on, y'all. So we get to Rachel, and she's having a conversation with her boys. Rachel let her boys know that she sent the petition to file for a divorce from that ex of hers. And again, I thought Rachel had already been legally divorced. So her oldest son was like, listen, I hadn't seen anything online, and I don't even think he was looking for it, because she was like, it was all over the blogs. And I was like, which blog? Which one you probably paid so they can put that out there? Because it's something about this whole thing. It feels like and I get it, you're mad because that man had cheated on you with this woman. That's what it sounds like to me. And you don't want your woman around, you don't want his woman around your kids. And I feel like that comes from a place. I'm just saying, he might be a terrible person, and that should be why the boys don't want to be around him, because like your son said, he is not your kid's dad is not a peaceful person. That should be more of a reason. But I feel like your mentality is a little different, and it goes a little something like this: I don't want my kids around that that's you. That's how you're operating, Rachel. But whatever, it's fine. So Caius is the youngest son. Caius asked if she wasn't in love, if she was still in love with their dad, and she was like, no. Well, if you're not in love with him, hold on. Okay, y'all, I had to turn my heat on because I don't know if the thing is gonna go off. But Rachel did answer him. She said no, that she's not in love with their dad. And so Rachel feels like the kids should be if they're going to be in a 2-parent household, it shouldn't be where the parents are constantly fighting, but it is best that her kids are in a space where both parents are separated and both kids are receiving the love that they need. And I was with her with that one, because I don't like when kids are in contentious spaces. I think people, a lot of times adults always say kids are resilient, but that is just them internalizing what is going on. Y'all been okay with kids internalizing things that's happening around them, and when they don't say nothing, you look at it as resilience, when in reality it's them using another coping mechanism, and they shouldn't have to internalize what's going on between two grown people. Okay, I hope that made sense for everybody, because it made sense for me. Anyway, so we found out that the boys knew this a year ago, and she was like, listen, I don't know how y'all were feeling. I don't know if y'all thought we were getting back together. Like, what's going on? Let me know y'all thoughts. What were y'all thinking? So Caius was like, listen, I thought y'all was getting back together, me, myself. And then Caius goes on to say, you know, the oldest son was like, no, I didn't think y'all was getting back together, but Caius absolutely did. Caius said that their dad wasn't here a lot of times. He was always gone, and now he's completely gone, because I don't think it affects them, but not how they're used to the dad not being around, so they're not as affected as, it is what it is to them, I guess. Caius said the energy, because she asked him about the energy, like, how are you feeling? What do you think about the energy that we have now, what we have going on in this house? Caius said that the energy is now peaceful, and that says a lot, because I didn't watch the Rachel Zoe Project, but I looked at that man and I was like, sorry, y'all. I know I show up in a way that's like rah, but y'all gotta look at him. He looked like a a-hole. Okay, that's what he looked like. So Rachel said, Caius was mad at her because she allowed their dad to treat treat her poorly. She felt like she was not modeling behavior. She wasn't modeling the way marriage and love should be. I feel like that takes two people. And also you wonder, where was the anger for him for actually displaying the negative behavior towards his wife, for not modeling marriage and love in front of the kids, for being absent. Like, yeah. But it's kids, and they gonna feel how they feel. So, Sky is her son's name. So the boys met their dad's girlfriend, but I don't think that was supposed to be intentional. Like, I don't think Rachel wants the kids around her, but something tells me that Sky, the oldest one, has met that girlfriend and has been around that girlfriend multiple times, but hasn't said anything. But that's just how I feel. So apparently they met the dad's girlfriend, and the kid, she said that the kid, she doesn't know if the kids want to be around. The boys don't want to be around her. Rachel let those boys know that she's going on a trip, and Kaya's asked, is she gonna be there? She was like, y'all have to go with y'all dad. And Kaya's was like, is she going to be there? And Rachel immediately said no. Well, how do you know? And how is it that you can have complete control over this man's place? And I do feel like this lady has been around these kids. I just don't think that they like her like that. That's what I think. And she tells the boys, listen, if she's there, the boys have every right not to be there. And it's like, I get it. I really get what you're saying. I do. But I feel like these are more your feelings and less of theirs. Because again, it's crazy how you adults expect kids to be resilient when it comes to breakups and all of those things, but you expect them to be on board with you when it comes to not wanting to be around your ex's new partner. I don't know. I feel like your kids are at a age where they can voice their opinions if they don't like something. I'm sure that they have voiced their opinions as it relates to this woman. I don't know, but I often do feel like kids go with whatever the parents are feeling. So if you don't like her, I don't have to like her, and that's what it is. And I mean, it's fine, but I feel like these are more Rachel's feelings than her son's, and yeah. So then we get to Amanda and Eddie. They're getting married on 10/10/26, which I thought that they've already got married. And let me see. Let me check. Because, y'all know Amanda is the manifesting queendom. Okay? And we need to figure out, what does 10/10/26 mean per chat GPD. Okay? What is the manifestation number of 10/10/26? Hold on. So listen, in Amanda's world, that can probably mean this. She probably manifested, figure out, spiritualized it, and all of the things. It's just basically a new chapter that will require balance, faith, and personal growth. That is it. That's when you combine 10/10/26. Okay. So she don't have a budget, but she doesn't want to go. She didn't want to go over 300,000. She's having 4 parties for this wedding weekend, which is dumb. I mean, listen, I can't talk about anybody's big day, and your big day should go the way you want it to go. But I feel like this is just to impress people. I feel like it's to make people be like, ooh, did you go to Amanda's party? Ooh, girl. That's how I feel. And another thing, you need to stop talking about constantly bringing up how you make more than how you make more than him in a month. Like, you keep telling us on camera, I think this is your third time saying on camera, how in 1 month you make more than him in this amount of time versus a month. Just basically just shitting on the fact that you make more than him. I actually thought you were doing that because you was one of those people who are just new into money. But I really feel like you're doing that because you're angry at him. You're secretly angry at him because he doesn't bring in the money you want him to bring in. You want him to bring in more than you're bringing in, which is why you bring up the fact that you had to pay for the remodeling of your home. You are paying for whatever extras at this wedding. You want everything so expensive, but you also want everything on his dime. And that bothers you because you make more than him. I'm just saying, I don't know what Eddie do. I don't. But yeah, you're doing absolutely the most, and it is what it is. Kyle and Erica. So Erica asked Kyle, they meet up at their shopping for the Italy trip. And Erica was like, when was the last time you were in Italy? It's Italy. She said she was in Italy with LVP. She talked about, what happened between, not what happened between them, but, when they went to Italy in 2015. Kyle said that trip was fun. That trip was good, and that was the fun side of Lisa when they were friends. And at the end of the day, like Dorit, you were extremely terrible to LVP, just like you are to Dorit. So again, further lets me know you're a friend to no one but you. And Mauricio, who's doing whatever he want with whomever he want. Okay? Kyle tells Erica about Dorit. And I'm like, this is the third person you have talked to about Dorit. And when the reunion come, do not get mad at Dorit for tearing a hole in you, because she will, and production is going to bring up all of the people you had sidebar conversations with about Dorit, except for actually talking to Dorit. You talked to Amanda about this in the Hamptons. You talked to Bose over the phone while you were in the Hamptons. You just met with Amanda and had this same conversation with her. And now you're having the same conversation with Erica. But now you feel like, well, Dorit's not going to listen to me because... and I'm just like, why? You have shown Dorit that you are not to be trusted. So why would she listen to you? Like, if I was Dorit, I would pop you. But I'm not Dorit. Okay? I will pop you in the mouth. Okay? I feel like you're telling everybody who will listen, but now you're telling Erica, because now you want her with you so you can have this conversation with Dorit while y'all are in friends, which is probably why Dorit is gonna cuss the both of y'all out, and I feel like it may be warranted. Y'all know a lot of us do not like Dorit, but fine. And again, it has nothing to do with that. I am on Dorit's side on this. Leave it alone. How does spending her money, how does that affect you? How does anything she have going on, her talking about PK, how does any of that affect you and anybody in your household, your finances? It doesn't affect you none. You just want to continuously talk about this lady. Like, I don't know. So all of the ladies are packing for the trip. Sutton asked Bose if she can room with Amanda, because now Sutton wants to play this big sister role, this role where she wants to show Amanda the ropes. And I'm just like, girl, they just took that same rope, they just untangled it from around your neck, how they had you in a chokehold with that rope for seasons upon seasons, and you like, you be doing the most. You want to be that person now, girl. Sutton, you have nothing. You are nothing. You have nothing. Okay, I just cannot. Oh Lord. Anyway, so I don't know if this is private. I don't think this is a private. I don't know. But Bose decided to split the plane ride into 3 different groups because she doesn't want the ladies arguing and fighting, and she wants to get there and kind of, just kind of not really prepare the place, but she wants the ladies to get there in 3 separate three separate trips. So basically, there won't be anything contentious. So group 1 is going to be Kyle, Sutton, Bose, Amanda, and Natalie. Who's Natalie, friend? I remember her because that was Miss Happy Ending. Group 2 will be Erica, Dorit, and Rachel. Group 3 is going to be Kathy and Jennifer. I was like, Kathy, girl, why did you bring all this stuff with you? Don't y'all have a private plane? Don't the Hiltons have a private plane somewhere? Like, girl. Anyway, Kathy is just this old lady, and she just be doing the most. So, group 2, Erica, Dorit, and Rachel. Erica and Rachel arrive early. They're waiting on Dorit. Dorit is late. The plane leaves in 30 minutes. They have to board on in 30 minutes. Dorit shows up 55 minutes later. She was there in time, but she had 5 minutes. Erica was pissed. She was pissed. She was pissed. Yeah, she was pissed. And I think this is one of the things I don't like about these housewife shows is when there is one housewife who doesn't care about anybody else's time except for their own. So they arrive at places late, and it's just rude and obnoxious. And they come up with 1,001 excuses. Instead of just getting up, since you know you're always the late person, get up early, extremely early, get ready, and do what you need to do. Anyway, that just burns me up. All right. So the villa, everybody the first batch of ladies make it to the villa. It's beautiful. Sutton claims she's trying to relate to Amanda. Sutton is telling Amanda to tell Dorit how she feels, and I feel like this is Sutton trying to stir the pot. You can't go at Dorit because, let's be clear, you and Dorit are not friends that fast from last season. You are not Dorit's friend. You don't really like Dorit like that. So now you don't have anything for Amanda. You don't have an issue with Amanda. So now you're trying to keep this storyline going between Amanda and Dorit. So you're trying to I feel like you're trying to put a battery in Amanda's back. And because Amanda is dense, because that's what I think, she gonna go ahead and let Dorit put that battery in her back. And I cannot. This is where the episode ended. It was actually okay. This season is terrible. This season is terrible. Word around the curb is they're trying to bring Rinna back in to replace Amanda. I don't know how true that is. Also with Amanda, I don't know if anybody on the cast is really fooling with her. I don't know what that's about. Also, Andy is now taking questions because I was on the Twitter. Okay, and Andy is taking questions for the Beverly Hills reunion. I don't know. I don't know how this reunion is going to go, but it really needs to be one part because nothing was given. But of course, he's going to give us 3 parts of this foolishness. And I'm tired. Okay, this can have been this reunion probably will need to be emailed. Okay? That's how I feel, guys. With all of that being said, this is your girl Kiwan reminding you to keep showing up, keep growing, stay true to yourself, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.